Hi everyone, New England Gardening here on this Friday, December 30th, 2022. And it is currently 56 degrees. As you can see, there's no snow on the ground. And I think we had snow showers a month ago, something like that. No, we did have some accumulation. But it wasn't much, it didn't last long. But thought I'd take the opportunity to feed the bees today. It's sort of a filtered sun. So I don't know if you can see. But the bees are out, and I'm trying to see if I thought I saw pollen going in, but you know, if there's something out there, they find it. Could be even the dust from bird seed from a feeder. But usually more activity from the horizontal hive than the Langstroth right now. Although, I don't know if it's my imagination, but I come out here and I feel this opening here, and it seems kind of warm. But it could be the warmth from the bee cozy here. Like a chimney effect, but there is some activity. The horizontal hive is a little bit more difficult to add extra feed. I'm just going to put it into the frame feeder that I have in there, and hopefully they'll find it. There's a lot of activity there, but yeah, more concerned about this Langstroth. So I'm not certain if they're jumping over the shim that I put in there. So I'm just going to lay some feed that I got. I got some fondant and this winter patty from Better Bee. So it just dawned on me, I don't know if you're supposed to feed fondant in the wintertime. No, I'm pretty sure I've seen people make fondant. Yeah, improve overwinter success. So it's just supposed to cut an opening the size of the logo here, put this over the cluster, and then I'll break up the winter patty here too, put that in. Okay, so I took off the Vivaldi board. I got a lot of dead bees up here. I don't know why there's always dead bees where the honey is. But I don't think they're in stupor. No, they're dead. So I don't know. I was thinking of breaking this down when I sealed it up for the winter time, because I had a lot of empty boxes in, but thought I'd just leave it like that. Oh, here's a bee coming at me. Got my smoker over here, but I guess I'll take this off. I don't think they're jumping over the divider here, the shim. This could be the bees from next door, the horizontal hive. Starting to rub already. But yeah, let me go take that off. Okay, so the honey super has dead bees. They're scattered about. And then the box under that has more dead bees. Let's remove that. I don't know, there's honey frames in here too. Well, it looks like this is a dead out already. You know, we had temperatures in the 50s, and they dropped down to the teens, like in a matter of hours. And I was watching somebody's video that who were located up here in, I think they're up in Maine or Vermont, and they had a theory that the bee cozies are good for not necessarily keeping them alive during the winter, but when we have these drastic temperature fluctuations. So I don't know, it's funny because the bees are just scattered all over the place. So maybe those are just robber bees that were going in and out. But I did notice, and I mentioned it right off the bat, that this had a lot less activity than the horizontal hive when we had some warm weather like this. Alright, that's that. So here's the bottom board. Got some, a little bit of wax cappings, but what are the odds of finding the queen? So yeah, this is already a dead out, even though it's been pretty mild winter. Though when we had that temperature drop, it was really windy too, but I had the bee cozies on. So, and there's plenty of honey in this hive. Maybe it was a mite overload, but let me just clean out as many of these bees off the frames and off the bottom board here and go on to the horizontal hive. Hope I'm not transferring a disease. It's the horizontal hive, but okay. Well, definitely robbing going on right now. There's the cluster right here, the dead out. And outside frame had honey on it. There are some bees on the next frame that are all dead, but there's honey on that frame. I think it could have been from that sudden drop in temperature. I should have consolidated this in the fall. So let's take a look here. I just want to get all the dead bees out so they don't mold over during the winter. But let's take a look here. So here's some dead bees. And plenty of honey around them. And here's the cluster. But I see a lot of bees in the cells. So they were just too small of a cluster probably to move. And some of these bees look like they're moving. Don't see a queen. Yeah, so this is the cluster. And I get a bunch of bees stuck in the cells here. Bottoms up. I think they say the best thing to do is you just go like this. Partially out. And there's more of the cluster. And there's more of the cluster. Let's see how many frames. So there's one frame. Here's the second frame. They're clustered. No stores near them. So, too cold to move. And maybe if there was a patty on top of them, that would have helped. Yeah, I think this is starvation. Too small of a cluster to move. There are a couple of cells of brood unhatched. And there's another frame there with the cluster on it, the other part of the cluster. So that's two frames with some bees. Sort of a quarter of the frame. Here's the fifth frame. There's actually a couple of drones in here, which is interesting. They didn't get kicked out. Too weak to even kick them out. And brood here. Looks like a bunch of brood that died in. Now those are bees going into the cells. Died in the cells. I wonder if the queen is in here somewhere. Hard to tell her from the rest. Should be slimmed down. So they did have some brood. Let's see, queen. Okay, so the Langstroth is a dead out, and I'm letting them take a couple of frames of honey. And the population seems to be pretty healthy. Probably should have opened that up a little bit for the robbing, but yeah, I'll keep the bee cozies off for now. Well, I'll keep them off for the season. I did put a couple of pieces of styrofoam, rigid foam, underneath the lid. Fits perfectly. I think this is like, yeah, does it say it on here? Maybe 1.5. And I also had some of this foiled, so like a bubble wrap insulation. But the curious thing is that when I feel underneath there, it doesn't feel warm. So I knew I had bees, but I guess on the Langstroth it was the chimney effect from the bee cozies, and the air was hitting my hand when I checked the opening there. But yeah, I knew that there didn't seem to be as much activity. Those were just robber bees, I guess. So what I want to do is take this off and put in a patty, I guess. Well, they didn't take any of the last syrup that I put in, although they emptied it a batch before that. So I think I'll empty that out, since it just seems to be a place for bees to get trapped and to die. So it'd be nice if you come up with some type of frame. I was thinking a frame with a sort of like a screened in frame type of. I don't know how I would make that. That it would just fall in, and you could put your winter patties in. But Yeah, I'll empty this out. Well, this hive is just packed with honey. See, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 frames. Oh. I just washed my hands and I just immediately put my finger in some honey. I thought I was doing a good thing by closing the openings on the front here and just leaving one, but they're not going to drag their dead bees all the way to that. So I think there's some advantage into opening these partly like that, which I'll get around to. There's one. See, they bring the dead bees here, but they can't get them out. So I can open this one. My hive tool. So I'll leave them open like that. That way they can get the dead out. But I did notice one thing on this is that the propolis had built up so much that it sort of created a cavity for a couple of moth larvae. I noticed the webbing immediately, but I had a divider board. I took it out, so evidently there's still somewhere within the first front 9 frames. I don't know if I want to break open any more propolis. So here's that webbing I was talking about. It's in between the 6th and 5th frame here. Don't like to see that. So a lot more activity, but still I'm in between the 5th and the 6th frame. So these are just the 4 frames here, and plenty of honey. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I think I'll just put the frame feeder all the way up here and put a couple of things of the fondant and the winter patty in these slots. Okay, so this is what I did to get some winter patty in there and some fondant on the bottom. The bees don't seem to be interested in it yet. But I cleaned up all the frames past this frame feeder. And they fit a lot better now. And I just need to put this back. I don't know why bees always need to be in the way. So I'll bring in, I have a couple of frames that are out. And the bees are devouring the honey. Really going inside the hive. Got a couple openings. Yeah, so they seem to be alive, but those are larger frames. There's a lone goose. You can see the grass is getting muddy. from the warm temperature. So let me close this up. Get these bees out of here. Here we go. So this is New England Gardening on this Friday, December 30th, 2022. Closing out the year with the dead out on the Langstroth. And still have bees in the horizontal. Although one, was it last year I had the horizontal die and the Langstroth survived. So these are actually a swarm that I caught. I don't know if it was my own swarm, but they moved in the spring. So this is New England Gardening. Thanks for watching.